What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the C Square Lounge. So we're going to talk everything outside the box and have your non-traditional conversations about business, family, life, women, CEO. Let's get into it. I am your host, Joyia Henry, your childcare problem solver and your childcare coach. Today we have Tajay. Or should we say Taj?
Taj.
Hello, Taj. Welcome to CEO Lounge. Tell the people, the viewers, about yourself. What do you do? Who are you? Why should they listen to you?
I am an owner and director of Golden Child Development Center and a director of Kitty Care Academy. I do that. Then I do my nonprofit, Soul of Empire. Then I do my business administrative services with Better Event Services. And creative directing is done there as well. And Taj Mahal, she does the creative stuff also.
And who's Taj Mahal?
Taj Mahal, that's my social media handler, but it's the personality behind the creative directing stuff.
I actually love that. How did you come up with that name?
It's a combination of my three names. Can't tell y'all my government, because if I tell you, got to kill you. But y'all could call me Taj.
Okay. Well, Taj, I'm super excited to have you today, my fellow childcare sister. I'm going to tell you a topic, and I want you to tell me your initial thoughts.
Okay.
I'm not going to guide your thinking. I'm just going to tell you the topic and go into it, okay? Ready?
All right.
I don't have time for my kids, but I still care for yours.
Ooh. Yeah. That's a little touchy topic. Yeah. Because a lot of times people take what you do for granted and they forget that I need to pick up on time. I need to appreciate these people. Mind you, we just had Teacher Appreciation Week. Yeah. So it just, the parents forget that you have your own family. A lot of people don't even know I have a job.
Right. I know. I didn't know. I forgot to say Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, when that happens, it's not just that you don't ever want people to not feel the love of, that you love their kids just as much. But at the same time, your job is important, but your family is important. But a lot of times I put more time into this career, your child, what your child needs, and making sure they have all their resources. But what about mine?
Yes.
Am I doing that?
Yes.
And they don't even know the internal battle that you face day to day, having to show up for somebody's child 12 hours a day, where you're worried about us spending time with your kids 12 hours a day. There's another teacher spending 12 hours a day with my child, or more or less,
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk about that a little more. Can you think of a specific story or a specific time where you cared for someone else's kid or your business and could not squeeze in your own child?
So I made this wonderful decision to have a 24-hour childcare center. And even though I go home to my child, I'm going home to a body and leaving my spirit and emotions at the center because I'm drained.
Yes.
So I can't give him all of me the way that I should be able to. I'm drained, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. But, I don't want to be bothered sometimes. And it's not that he's trying to bother me. He's trying to spend time with me.
Yes.
And it's hard to hit that switch because you finally get home and that's that
that decompress moment.
And then you forget, whoa, I got a child that I got to
Hey, you.
Hey, you. Hey, roommate, come here real quick.
Yeah.
But I had to pay attention to that because I spoke to one of my coaches and my coach said, one thing that you never want to do is forget about your children because that's one time you can't get back. So I've been more intentional about making sure, when I say forget this, I'm focusing on him. That's it. He doesn't want for nothing, ask for anything, and he almost has everything to the point where Christmas, I don't know what to get him because I already spent everything, got everything he needed through the years. So
I can feel that 100%. So of course I'm a mother too. I have an amazing, beautiful 11-year-old girl who happens to think that she's my mother, and she be right most of the time. But it is definitely a struggle finding the balance because after you have invested we're open. Some of us are open 24 hours, some open 16 hours, especially in the beginning phase when you're still trying to effectively launch your business and get it to be a profitable business. You are working open to close sometimes.
Yeah.
And so by the time you get home to your own kid, while you gave the childcare kids 5-star meals, you and your baby eating noodles for dinner. For real. Have y'all ever ate noodles for dinner?
Yeah.
Like seriously. And so you in the daycare and you gave them their
all components,
their grain, their meat, their vegetable, and their fruit or double vegetable, and their milk.
Okay.
We gave them all components. But we get home to our own families and we either don't cook, give them fast food,
or it's peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter
jelly time.
Oh, wait, seriously.
For real.
Or how about the fact that in our homes, it may not be as clean as our centers because
the state not coming. I'm sorry, baby. Let me. Yeah.
And not to say that anybody, no CEOs live nasty, but what we have to do, I'm guilty myself. I pay for a cleaning service because there's no way I can keep up with all of my businesses.
Yeah.
And then come home and do it all over again. So what would you suggest to other CEOs or aspiring CEOs to give them this thing what we try to call a work-life balance so that we don't feel like we're putting more into the center than our own families and our kids?
I figured it out when another coach, Coach Stacy, said, you need to hire people and let them do their job.
Yes.
That way I could do the job that's important to me, and that's being a mother. You know, I've been working with children for a long time. So I would say prioritize, make sure you hiring the right people. And if you got to be there overshadowing them to make sure they're doing their job, then they are in the wrong position.
Yes.
And you might either have to repurpose them or find somebody else that can replace them.
Yes.
So that you can have a peace of mind in your family time.
That's good. So basically, essentially what you're saying is they need to hire for all the things that they are doing so that they can spend their time doing their passion and their love and not actively working in the business, but working on the business. I absolutely love that. So what helped me, because it was a struggle for me as a single mother, I know I felt, and I still kind of battled this a little bit, just to be honest, very drained by the time I got home. Even if I wasn't in the centers, I was still doing something for the centers or something for my future or my daughter's future. And then I have to come home and it's like, oh man, have I ate? Oh man, have she ate? Oh my goodness, what appointments have we missed? Girl, I be missing doctor's appointments, okay? I make the childcare appointments and miss doctor's appointments. Anyway, and so what I found for me personally, Taj, that actually worked is prioritizing what's important to me. Like, we tell ourselves, like, I have to have a clean house or I have to have a clean car. And we put all this stress on ourselves. So what I chose was to prioritize, like, what is important, what do I actually have to do. And then for the things that I don't have to do, I kind of chill. Like, okay, well, it can get done on Wednesday. It don't have to be done today. Or it can get done on Sunday. And I just give myself grace and forgive myself. But as a mother who don't frequently spend all the time that she wants with her son, how do you think he feel being a child of an amazing CEO?
Well, one thing I know he feels that I'm rich, and I think that is a very big misconception. I want to throw the towel in every time he send me a link. Like, sir.
What kind of link he sending?
He's sending a link to them denim tears things, and like, son, do you see how much these is? Oh, my Yeezy this. And
how old is he?
He's 13.
Oh, he have to have the Yeezys.
Yeah, I said, yes, sir, you're not getting those. We not getting those. I'm going to explain something to you, and I'm going to break it down to you later on, but we not getting those. But I'm going to show you how to maximize your dollars. Okay. He might get them still because I'm a sucker for fashion. So, you know, I just don't. And then that instant gratification is crippling our youth. So I'm not one to be a sucker for that. So I had to fix that.
Okay.
But the way he feels, one, of course, thinks I'm rich. And then I think he sees the growth but he also sees the change. And I have to remind myself constantly, why did I get into childcare? Why did I want to become a CEO? Why did I want to become an owner? Because I wanted to make more time for my son, but not realizing becoming a CEO takes more time away if you allow it to, because you're investing in seeing this thing go right for your child.
Dang.
So it's like the same reason why I got into this is hurting this. So now I got to redistribute my time again.
That was deep.
Yeah.
That was deep. The same reason that you got in, it's draining you from that very reason.
Yeah.
It was for freedom, time freedom.
Yes.
But you don't have the time freedom you desire right now. We will get it. So let me ask you this. You feel like your son thinks that you're rich.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think that he's an entitled kid?
Yeah. It's kind of like I created that problem.
Okay.
Because he's a good kid, and I always rewarded him or randomly bought him stuff. And I think whenever I saw some of the reactions to, Mom, why didn't you get this? When I started getting those rebuttals, like, I know you coming into your own person and you think what you asked for is so simple and you don't bother me for nothing, but you're not always entitled to get exactly what you want from me. It's okay for me to get you something that's like it. Now, he didn't ask for Yeezys and I got him the Jeezys. I didn't do that to him.
Right.
But it's just simply the fact, like,
you asked for shoes in general, so I got you another kind of shoes.
Right. And
I love it.
That's the entitlement that I see, or him not understanding, like, that's a sense of ungratefulness.
Okay. So my next question to you is, as far as your son and not having time, do you feel that as CEOs, we replace our time with financial gains? Like, I feel guilty that I can't spend the time, so I'm going to give you the Yeezys. Yeah. Or I feel guilty that I don't have the time for you, so I'm going to do this. It's a denim cart. What kind of cart he sent you?
It's like a hoodie, denim kids with the little circles.
Do you feel that we replace our time with money sometimes as CEOs when we don't have time for our children?
Absolutely. And I think I even replace extracurricular activities with it. Like, I'm gonna throw you in football because I know that's less time I gotta worry about you being over here with me while I'm trying to figure this out real quick. Yeah. And it's not like, he loves sports, so it's not an issue for him. Like, he know basketball camp is coming up, but I also want him to be an active child. But there's times I can't wait for him to get dropped off to practice because now I know I'm gonna be in the house by myself with me and my thoughts. Yes. You know, so that helps me. That time balance is figuring that out, but definitely feel like there's times that I don't put no thought behind it because it's just like, well, you did work hard to get this money for him, so just buy it. And this is what he likes. You know, don't question him, just buy it. And it's like, you don't intentionally do it. It's not like, oh, well, I don't really feel the guilt from it. I just feel like, you know, some things get overlooked because he's growing now. Like, you was just this size at 11 and now you're 13 and that growth spurt is real. I can feel the pain for any parent.
In your pockets? Can you feel it in your pockets?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So, friend, can I ask you a question? All right. Your son, we talking about having time for other people's kids, but not having time for our own children. Do you feel as a 13-year-old boy he understands, or that he is building resentment for you? Like, how do you think the time that we delegate and put into our business will affect our families in the long run?
I think that it's funny because I felt the same way that he may possibly feel now, because my mother started childcare in 94. So at that age of 13, 12, you start really understanding. And I used to be livid. My mom would have kids and we had an in-home daycare.
Oh, that was in your space.
They don't come on time to get their kids. They at the dinner table. And then my parents brought this to the surface. I'll never forget, as a young girl, my dad just, one day he was just like, one day I want to sit at the table with my own family. I don't understand why they at my dinner table.
Wow.
Because, you know, they get in the basement and that's real.
Yeah, that's real.
So it's the same thing of, like, even my brain works on childcare when it's just him and I. We go out somewhere and I see something, I'm like, oh, this will be lovely at the, for the kids. Like, I want to be able to hit that switch, but I love all kids. And then my son is not really at that adorable age anymore. We
Right.
know that adorable age.
Right.
We
know.
know.
He's just so cute.
Yes.
He's not so.
Listen.
He cute, but he not like so cute.
It's become a sibling rivalry time frame, like that age.
Agreed.
So,
Okay.
I feel like the time that he sees me with the other kids, I think he's learned to attach himself to other kids too now.
So he embraces your.
It's like an embracement, but it's kind of like, all right, now I'm about to embrace this all day. Okay. I'm gonna deal with it while I'm here, but then.
So my baby is the opposite. My 11-year-old daughter, she pretty much have built up this like wall about my business. She's like, well, I hope you didn't leave that for me in your will because I don't want it. Because Ooh. She sees the time. She sees what everybody else don't see. She sees the physical investment, the emotional investment, the financial investment. And so now she's looking at me like, I don't want that. So that's like where she is right now. And then another thing that it has done for my baby is she asks questions. And so I love her so much because she brings me back to reality. So like you just said, we in the store for her. And I'd be like, oh, this be cute for the center. And she'd be like, this is my time. So I think sometimes the CEOs, we get so caught up into our business. Yeah. To where our business spill over into our home life. And so even when we think we're making time for our children, we still working on the business. Yeah. So before we close out, I want you to give an inspiring message or suggestion to CEOs, aspiring CEOs, as to how they can make sure they put their families first and not their business, even though the business take care of the family. And
I want to add one more thing to that. Because it's not that we're all lost in our business, we're lost in our passion and purpose.
You better speak, friend.
And because it's work, a lot of people are not working their purpose and their passion. Yes. So they're not understanding it. It's passion. Right. That's why we keep thinking about the kids. That's why we can't cut it off. Like, it's the passion and the purpose behind it. But I would definitely say out there to the people listening is find that balance for sure. And also it's just kind of like learning the love language. Your kids are at an age where they can tell you their love language. Yes. If it's buying them 1,000 things, that might be spoiling them. But don't do too much of that love language, but do it to what's comfortable for you, but make sure you're speaking their love language. Yes, if that means me off my phone for 30 minutes, if that means me playing a video game that I have no idea what I'm doing, or just giving them their space or taking them somewhere. My son asked me on a date the other day, and I was like, baby, I'm about to catch a flight, but when I get back, we going on a date. Okay.
Okay, I love that. And so what would you tell one of your childcare parents that's watching, or just childcare parents in general, about how we give so much to their kids? Yeah. And our kids don't get half of what we're providing for someone else's.
I give all of me to your child. Give all of me back to my kid instead of draining me and being ungrateful for the things that I do for your family.
Friend, that was good. So again, I thank you guys for always tuning in. I am very passionate about this platform that we have to bridge the gap between the two and to make our families and CEOs on one accord. We understand you guys, and I'm hoping that through this, you guys are learning to understand us and our challenges. As the consumer, it is not your job to worry about the CEOs, but this will help us have a better relationship. What I need from you is understanding. Yes, when we understand each other better, we build better relationships, and that is the mission that I am on. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the C Squared Lounge. It's your girl, Joyia Henry and Todd, and we are out.